Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome to my first video of the new year. Seriously, can you guys believe that it's not only a new year, but we're also in a brand new decade. We're just a couple of days into the new decade. I mean, it feels like that just yesterday I was talking to you guys about The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, Blade Runner 2049, that the guys that were making our most overrated or most underrated films of the decade, that I was doing my top 5 most anticipated horror films of years ago. I mean, it just blows my mind to even think about that. Now, I believe this was about a week or two ago. I believe it was 2 weeks ago. I posted on my Twitter page. If you guys don't follow my Twitter page or my Instagram, I'll put the links in the description below. I am surprised that people still follow me with how much I post on the social media platforms. But on my Twitter, I posted about... Hey guys, so I don't know how I lost my up-and-coming footage, but apparently I did, but it wasn't all that much, so I'll catch up to speed before I keep the video going. But I mentioned that I posted on Twitter asking you guys if you'd rather see my 4K collection or my PS4 collection. You guys asked to see my 4K collection, so what you're about to see here is my 4K collection. Again, I don't know how I lost the footage, my apologies. But with that being said, here's my 4K collection. Let's get back to the video. So as a result, I have my entire 4K collection off screen, and I have them all in alphabetical order. Now, I'm not going to give you guys reviews for these things because that would take way too long, so I'm just going to show you the 4Ks that I have and my quick explanation as to why I have them. So, let's get started, and there are a ton, so let's get it on. Okay, so starting with the A's, we have here... Abominable. Not gonna lie to you guys, I have not seen the entirety, but I can definitely say that in 4K this looks amazing. This is one of the few that I did want to see before the year ended, but I just didn't have the time to do it. But I have seen bits and pieces, and it's a really charming movie. Next up, we have Disney's remake of Aladdin, a film that I think is quite solid despite the polarization by critics and audiences. I believe it was polarized amongst audiences, but it was a movie that I rather enjoyed. Next up here, we have one of my favorite movies of 2018, Annihilation. It was a polarizing movie, but man, I loved it. Then we have Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame right here. Both phenomenal films, one of them being one of my all-time favorites, and another one being one of my favorite films of 2018. One day, I will watch these guys back-to-back just to experience the superhero epic that these two are. Seriously, to the Russo brothers, thank you for giving us this epic culmination of a saga. Going into the B's, I only have 2 movies, and those 2 movies are the Blade Runner films, Blade Runner the Final Cut, which is the preferred version of the film, and Blade Runner 2049, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. This movie in 4K was the movie that convinced me to go to 4K. Seriously, I went to my boss Nathan's place, he showed me a 5-minute scene from Blade Runner 2049, and right when I saw that, I think... 5 months later, I got my 4K TV and my Blu-ray player, and I have not gone back. I only have one C movie, and that is John Carpenter's Christine, which is a really fun movie. I really didn't know what to think of this one, but it's a very fun car movie. John Carpenter himself said that this wasn't really a passion project, it was more of a paycheck, I think, if I'm paraphrasing, but it's honestly a lot of fun, and the 4K is really good. I just realized I have one more C, and that is for an animated DC film, Constantine City of Demons. I never really watched direct-to-DVD animated movies, but I got this for a home video review from Flick Direct, and I was surprised by just how much I like this movie. Now, going into the D's, what we have here is Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Detective Pikachu, or Pokemon Detective Pikachu, and one of the best war films of the 2010s decade, Dunkirk. Another reason why this is one of the few movies that if people are looking for their first 4K movie, I recommend to them Blade Runner and this movie, because this in 4K looks phenomenal. That closes out the D's. Moving on to the E's, we have the 2, well, not all Evil Dead movies, but we have Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2, some of the best horror comedies ever made. Well, this is more of the horror comedy, but phenomenal films. I mean, if you haven't seen Evil Dead, or at least these 2 movies, admittedly, I have not seen Army of Darkness. I know I need to watch it, but if you guys have not seen these 2 movies, see them. They are a ton of fun, especially Evil Dead 2. This movie is badass. In terms of the F's, I only have one film. That's First Man, a movie that I only have because it was for a home video review, but I will not lie, seeing this in the IMAX format was amazing, and in 4K, it looks rather good. I do happen to find it overrated, if I'm being honest. God, my bed's a mess right now. Okay, well, my room's a mess. So, okay, so moving on to the G's, I only have one film like the F's, and that is Godzilla King of the Monsters, a movie that I was looking forward to so much. And while it was disappointing, I still had a ton of fun with it. I actually was going to go see it in IMAX, but I actually canceled my reservation. Thank God for AMC A-list, enough said. Alright, now we move on to the H's. I'm trying to make this as easy as possible myself. Okay, so starting off, we have my favorite horror film of the decade, Hereditary. Then we have Hobbs and Shaw, a very fun spinoff, even though it runs a tad too long. Then we have High Chair Dragon 3, The Hidden World, which, by the way, in 4K, the Hidden World sequence, God, it looks so good. And then closing out the H's, we have Hustlers, a movie that did not deserve to be as good nor as great as it was. Seriously, whoever marketed this movie, did a terrible job with it, because this movie is awesome. Now I'm just going to speed through these because I only have one of each, the next couple of letters, J, K, L. Starting off with the J's, John Wick Chapter 2, a badass one. I need John Wick Chapter 3, and I need the first John Wick film. Then we have Kingsman: The Secret Service. This is the premium edition in 4K, one of my favorite spy films. And then we have Lock Up, a Stallone movie, to which I thought was So moving on to the M's. First we have The Matrix in 4K. This movie looks brand new in 4K. I mean, it blew me away of how good this looked. Then we have, personally, my favorite action film of the decade, Mission Impossible Fallout. I don't have any N's. We're going right to the O's. Starting off, we have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Not one of my favorite Tarantino films, one of the weaker films, but still a great Tarantino flick nonetheless. Then we have what I think is one of the most underappreciated movies of the last decade, Overlord. Seriously, if you guys did not see this while I was in theaters, you missed out on such a badass World War II flick that wasn't really a World War II flick, but man, IMAX, God, but in 4K as well. Damn, it looks good. On to the P's. Unfortunately, I have this one, and as you guys can imagine, it was a home video review. Pacific Rim Uprising. I wish it was the first and not this one. Disappointing movie to say the least. And moving on to the R's, we have Ready Player One, one of my favorite films of 2018. And then we have Rocket Man. I just got this for Christmas, one of my favorite films of last year. Another phenomenal film. This deserved so much more money at the box office, and it just irks me that this didn't get the attention that Bohemian Rhapsody did. And moving on to the S's, we have quite a few. Well, we have 4 to be specific. Alright, so starting off, Schindler's List. I saw this for the first time last year. I know. Every film major or every film buff needs to see this movie. I think it's honestly the most important film really for anyone to see, despite it being like a really depressing watch. Next up is Shazam, one of the most fun movies, and somehow the lowest grossing DCEU film. Seriously? This film was awesome. Also a Christmas movie, by the way. Next up to me is arguably the greatest horror film of all time next to The Exorcist, and that is The Shining. I recently got this, and I gotta tell you all, the transfer in 4K is absolutely phenomenal. It looks like a brand new movie. The colors in particular, my God, they bounce out so much more on this. But if you haven't seen The Shining, watch it. And then closing out the S's, we have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, my favorite film of 2018. The animation looks even more phenomenal in 4K. Alright guys, we're on to the final 4 movies of my 4K collection, so I'm just going to run through these really quick. With the T's, I only have one movie in the T's, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, one of the greatest films of all time. On to the U's, I only have one film, and that is Us, a movie that I think is absolutely amazing. I actually prefer this over Get Out. And then for the final 2, which are the W's, I have War for the Planet of the Apes, to me the best of the Planet of the Apes trilogy. And then ending off my collection is, to me, one of the greatest horror films of the decade, The Witch. I also have this in Blu-ray, but since I love this movie so much, when my boss said to me, hey, want it in 4K? I said, yeah, but I've seen this film, like, what, 12 times at this point? I know. 12 times. It's a bit much, but I love this film. What can I say? Oh my God, you guys should see the mess that's my bed right now. My 4Ks are just... I have some cleaning up to do, to say the least. And that, guys, is going to do it for my 4K collection. Now, before I end this video, I did mention that on my Twitter page that I have an update for you guys regarding my YouTube channel and the future look of my videos from here on out. On Twitter, I had mentioned that this year and going forward, that not only would I be evolving my channel, but at the same time, I'll be going back to basics. And rather than telling you guys how I'll be doing so, I'm going to show you guys. So, let's do this. Just like the good old times. So yes, guys, when I meant that this year and going forward would be not only the evolution of my channel, but also going back to basics, yes, I'm going back to filming with my green screen, my camera, and my lights, and I'm not going to be using the webcam, at least for my movie reviews, and let me explain why. Now, when it came to filming with my webcam last year, I did it for two reasons. One of them being that I wanted to experiment with my channel a little bit, and don't get me wrong, it was a fun experiment while it lasted, and for some reason, I don't know why. I don't know if you guys have the HD. I actually have my webcam right here. Just give me one moment. Now, as you guys can also tell by the audio, I'm using a new lavalier microphone that I got a couple of days ago, but I don't know if you have used this Logitech HD. It's the Logitech, I believe it's the HD 920 webcam. But I don't know if you guys have used one of these webcams if you're filming with the video, but on this one, it lights up blue on both sides, and for some reason, it kept screwing me up, which meant there was so much footage to edit together. I mean, oh my god, my Rise of Skywalker review, the raw footage was over an hour. I'm not joking. So yeah, while the webcam was a nice experiment, and I'm not gonna lie, at the same time, it was way more convenient to set up. I think with the webcam, it took me maybe 5 minutes the most to set up. Where here, don't get me wrong, was the pain to set everything up? Yes, but at the same time, when I was filming my late reviews roundup last year, the part 2 of my late reviews roundup. But yeah, when it came to filming my late reviews roundup video last year, I realized not only how much I missed filming with my camera, but I just had a lot more fun filming with my camera. Now, don't get me wrong, like I mentioned, the webcam was a nice experiment, and I wanted to see how it would do things. But when I was filming with this guy, I was like, you know what? I actually had a lot more fun filming with my camera, and when I make YouTube videos, I want it to be fun. I mean, experimenting is nice here and there, but I missed the fun of my camera. So yes, from here on out, I'm gonna use my camera now. Am I gonna just ditch my web camera altogether? Absolutely not. I'm still gonna use that for my trailer reaction videos, to which I have a fun little thing I'm gonna be doing here on out with my webcam for the trailer reactions. I'm actually gonna use a combination of this and my webcam for the reactions, which you will see in a little bit. My game reviews are still going to be the same way. I'm going to be voiceovers. Those will still take time. For TV show reviews, when I do them, it's always going to include the camera. Top 5s are going to remain the same way. It's going to be a discussion with me and the guys, the crew. And for those of you wondering when it comes to the best, worst of the decade list, in June, the worst of the decade will be up. In July, the best of the decade. And hopefully in May, Shane and I can do our top 10 favorite video games of the decade. We were supposed to do our top 10 of the year, but unfortunately Shane just could not do it. He did not play enough games, and plus the guy works his ass off. I mean, God bless Shane's soul. He seriously, he's a damn trooper, to say the least. But yes, guys, those are the updates I have for you all regarding my channel and my videos going forward. I'm going back to my camera. I'm actually looking forward to filming with this thing once again, guys. You have no idea how much I miss filming with my camera. It's going to be a lot of fun. And for those of you who are wondering when my first review will be up, I am thinking Sunday night or Monday, and my first review will be for The Grudge. Fuck. But yes, guys, that is going to do it in terms of my 4K collection and my updates for future videos. Thank you all so much for watching my videos last year. I really appreciate it. And thank you all for once again sticking around for this year. It's going to be a hell of a fun. There's going to be a lot of great films coming out this year, a lot of games, and hopefully TV shows as well, and hopefully some good trailer action as well. But I want you all to comment down, let me know below. If you have any 4Ks, let me know below. How many 4Ks do you have? I'm not even kidding. Ever since I made the jump, I have never gone back. If you guys want to follow me on social media, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. I'm also on Snapchat and Stardust. So if you want to follow me on all those social media platforms, all the links and the usernames are in the description below. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If so, please hit that like button, also subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell for whenever a new video of mine goes live. If you guys want to see the guys and I's top 10 best and worst films of 2019, please click either right here or there. And of course, until my review of The Grudge, I'll see you guys next time. Oh God. Wait, hold up, let me change this up.